everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Top 10 Show. I am John Roca.
And I am Matt Nost. We're excited to be here another week of doing the Top 10 Show with you and for you. I hope everybody out there is staying safe and staying healthy, getting that vaccine, staying 6 feet apart, wearing your mask, doing all the stuff you should be. John, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. I agree with you. Please take care of yourselves, people. Make sure you practice that social distance, wear the mask. The cases are going up here in San Diego. Even the cases are going up. I thought we were safe. We are not safe. The cases are going up here as well. So just reading about it this morning. But of course, it's going up in the unvaccinated in like 10 times the numbers that you get from people who are vaccinated. So, I mean, if the numbers mean if you're vaccinated, you're less likely to get it. Why the fuck wouldn't you get vaccinated? It's just crazy to me. So whatever. I mean, it's just nuts to see how many people are willing to put their lives at risk for this just to kind of, make a point. I just don't get it at all, man. So hopefully you all are staying safe and none of you have caught this thing. As we're recording this, we were supposed to have Emma Fife join us for a review we're doing on another show on my channel, and she has COVID. So she has mild symptoms right now, but she put a video out and it just was like heartbreaking to watch this morning. So it's just a shame. It's a fucking shame. So
I hadn't seen that and really been on except for 2 seconds on Twitter this morning. So
yeah.
Hopefully she's doing okay.
She says it's mild right now, but hopefully it doesn't get any further than that.
I think the vast majority of those individuals, there is no convincing at this point. It doesn't really matter.
It's a shame. It's a fucking
shame. It is.
Anyway, but we're a movie show.
We are a movie show. It did drop me down into the it's been a while since I've talked about this because it's a lot of discussion over the past whatever. Doesn't matter. It does it.
Do you think we're headed back to a shutdown? Do you think we're on our way?
Who knows? I have no idea.
It's crazy. Anyway, we're talking movies, TV here. We're counting down today the top 10 scariest villains in horror films. In honor of Candyman coming out. Candyman. It's only 90 minutes, Matt. From director Nia DaCosta, Jordan Peele producing this with Yahya Abdul-Mateen II in it, Tony Todd coming back in it. So are you a Candyman person? Were you a fan of the original, or it's not really your cup of tea when it comes to horror?
I mean, I was roughly the prime age of who they're directing it to when it came out. I saw it. I remember watching it in my friend Jeremy's basement. Like, we went and rented the video, went back to his place, and it was like 4 or 5 of us, and we watched Candyman one weekend afternoon type of thing. We rented a couple different movies. Right. As far as like the horror genre that came up, I didn't mind it. It was at least a unique and interesting premise.
Yes.
But I was never drawn to it. Although I didn't think it was by far the worst that I had seen from horror.
Right.
So it was at least enjoyable to me, but I have not watched it since, what would that be, like 1994, 1993?
Oh, yeah. It's been a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say it came out in the 91 to 93 range.
Let's see. Candyman 92. Yeah.
92
was the first one. Yeah.
So it might be since 93 or 4 that I saw it then.
Right.
But I have seen it a couple of times. Have you seen it since?
No, it's not really one that kind of appeals to me that much, but certainly one that I know it is a legendary film for a lot of people. So because of the whole story, and it was one that kind of was unique in that it was a dude who was, I think it was a slave, and he was killed in this way by a bunch of white people. And so he's now administering horror and coming back and doing all this stuff to other people. So so I wonder, because Jordan Peele has had these 2 films that are very socially conscious films, I wonder how much of that original story of Candyman is going to have a new approach to it in terms of race, in terms of the history, and all of that in this version, especially when you're bringing back Tony Todd to reprise the role, So
spoilers.
I know it's in the fucking trailer,
dude.
Sorry, guy.
Man, I was so looking forward to seeing this opening night.
You know what's
That joy has
crazy,
been
Matt?
taken away. Go ahead.
Matt, you know what's crazy? The guy who directed this film, Candyman, the original, directed Immortal Beloved. It's the same fucking guy. I didn't even know that. I was today years old when I found that out.
Well, it's like Raimi with Darkman.
Yeah, but what's a film about a classical film composer that he's ever directed? Like all of Raimi's stuff has a weird kind of Dutch angle to it.
That was the first thing I could come up with, and as soon as you pointed out the glaring flaw in it, I realized how piss poor an argument it was. But I'm trying to think of somebody that became something later on when they did just these what seemingly, when you look back over the landscape of their career, a one-off.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sure there's somebody else out there. Yeah, exactly. But
because he did the Candyman, then he did these 2 videos called Inside Out. I don't know what those are, and then he does Immortal Beloved and Anna Karenina back to back. So I don't know. Maybe is Candyman a better film than I give it credit for? Maybe I should go back and rewatch this thing. I don't know.
You're asking the wrong person because once again, I have not seen this since 93 or 94. So you're relying on someone's memory from what is at this point 28 years or 27 years, which seems crazy to me that it's been that long.
I know, right? It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, at least for these eyes. But yeah, I don't think I've seen it since it. When they announced it, I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." Yeah. Whereas, you're taking a character that not as many people know and trying to resurrect it, as opposed to let's do Friday the 13th again, which I actually kind of liked their interpretation of it. I think the movie's whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, they're at least trying to do something interesting with it, as opposed to the Rob Zombie Halloween films. Like that origin story on Mike Myers all over again was, I don't understand. Do you like this character? Like, why did you make this movie? I didn't enjoy it, but I'm also not as steeped in the all the different films.
Yeah.
As others maybe. So maybe they thought it was amazing. But I like that. And it's like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And another, at what point though does he Shyamalan himself and he's only expected to make these types of movies?
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question. Because he's only focused on this genre for the last 3. Well, he didn't direct this movie, right? He produced it, but he also produced the Twilight Zone stuff. So he's very much in the horror genre now.
And is he Invisible Man as well producing?
Oh yeah, I think he did produce Invisible Man. Hold on.
I mean, it's either him or Blumhouse.
I know Lee Winnell. Oh, it was Blumhouse who did Invisible Man for sure. I know that for sure. Let's see here, if Jordan had anything to do with it.
I thought he was associated with it in my head. But maybe not.
Let's see. Producers: Jason Blum, Lee Winnell. I don't see.
Okay.
I don't see him in it.
Well, maybe it was just a general discussion of how between Blumhouse and Jordan Peele, they're kind of elevating the genre, and that was the discussion at the time, which I think is kind of true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I went to the IMDb for this film, and it suggests other films, and they are Us and Get Out. So certainly they feel like they're in the same ballpark or same type of approach to horror. Yeah.
For those out there now, by elevating, at least I mean getting it up to a level that I would see, because I don't go see horror films. So it percolates up to those that don't follow the genre.
Yeah, right.
Are going, oh, hey, they make something that you may enjoy. But anyway, neither here nor there. Have you seen an early version?
No, I haven't seen anything. I did I've been doing, I work with Crypt TV, and I do the voiceover for all their like social videos for the horror type stuff.
Okay. So
I just recorded 2 or 3 for their channel. They usually use 1 or 2 of them for Candyman. So I got to see some early clips of some of the scenes that they're going to be using for the promotion. And I don't think, and there've been a number of those scenes that are not in the trailers. So there's a little bit more here in the Yahya Abdul-Mateen character that people are going to be kind of blown away by, and what happens to his mind as he kind of goes deeper into this Candyman hole. I don't think it's just going to be like, saying it 5 times and he appears and it's crazy horror. I think it's going to be like super bone deep into like what horror actually is.
Yeah, where it stems from.
Right, exactly. All of that. So, because he's an artist and all of this. So, yeah. So I'm curious. I'm definitely curious.
There's no early reviews as of right now.
No. And I don't know if I've got a link lined up or not or something. I do have a link lined up for the 27th. So, because down here in San Diego, they were going to have a screening, but it's fans and press. And I went to one of those screenings for Snake Eyes. That's not for me. Too many people in the theater. So I told them I'd rather go to only press or get the links because I don't want to catch this thing, man.
Although, don't you kind of want to meet, like, there's got to be maybe one in there that is genuinely a true diehard Candyman. It's their favorite movie and they've watched it. They don't even know how many times. Because other genres, whatnot, it makes more sense. Snake Eyes, there was a toy line, there was a cartoon, there could be grown men that have been playing with this character whereas Candyman was like, this is a small horror film.
Yeah.
The true, genuine diehards. I'm sure there's quite a few that are fans of the movie.
Right,
right. Who are willing to die on that mountain, die hard. But yeah, I agree with you. If you got a link, that seems like a linkable movie.
Yeah, like it's 90 minutes.
Yeah.
I can certainly watch it in my house and enjoy it. I did get a chance to see Flag Day and Reminiscence, which are coming out. Do not see Flag Day. I don't.
Hey, Reminiscence isn't tracking well.
Yeah, and it's Reminiscence is not a bad movie. Here's what I'll say: it's an okay movie. And the chemistry of Hugh Jackman and Rebecca Ferguson, just like it did in Greatest Showman, it works. Okay. The problem with the movie is it's derivative. As soon as it starts, you're like Inception. As soon as it starts from the visuals, and then it feels like Deja Vu and Swordfish and Dark City and all these other sci-fi films that were original when you first saw them. And it feels like this film borrows a little bit from that, but it doesn't have like a uniqueness or an ingenuity to it that is enough to keep you like thinking this is a great film or a good film. It's an okay film. Certainly not bad.
Well,
it's just
in the one sentence critics synopsis that they've accumulated so far on Rotten Tomatoes, but where they boil down.
Yeah.
In one sentence, they do use the word melodramatic.
Certainly that.
Literally, they economy of words. It's a long sentence. There's a comma. It's it's one long graduated thought, but it is just a line and a third.
Yeah.
And melodramatic. It's one of the few words used to describe the movie. I think that Sean Penn does a lot of that.
Yeah.
When you and I both went back in the recent past and watched Mystic River again, I can't believe that he won for that.
I can't believe it either, dude. Honestly, that's
so over the top.
That my daughter in there?
Yeah.
Oh,
God. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they let him direct so much. I mean, he's had maybe one good film out of 5 or 6 overall.
He is who he is.
I guess, yeah.
He's been the next best thing for 40 years.
It's really interesting because look, I like Sean Penn as an actor like fucking crazy. I really do. I love. He's damn good in Flag Day. Like there are some really good scenes. His daughter is not quite at the level of Sean Penn, and it's his actual daughter in the movie. Plays his daughter in the movie. So Sean is out acting her,
doing the yeoman's work.
I mean, kind of, yeah. I mean, she's not bad. Like I said, she's not bad in the movie. There are some good moments, but man, Sean's the one that there's just a difference. You can see the difference. He's magnetic when he's doing the shit that he's doing. And so, and he's directing this film. He directed her in this film. But yeah, Into the Wild, I think, is the only film of his that I've ever liked. I thought The Pledge was okay. Crossing Guard's okay. Indian Runner is fine. I think when you go back and watch Indian Runner, it doesn't hold up as well as it did when you were knee deep in the indie early 90s type of cinema. But I like Into the Wild. I thought that was a really nice movie he did with what the fuck's his name? The kid.
Into the Wild. Oh, Emil Hirsch.
Emil Hirsch. Yes, Emil Hirsch does a really nice job with that.
Yeah, I never saw it. I read the book.
Yeah,
I didn't see the movie.
Yeah. So
there's something we talk about on Topic Thunder this week. There's a protagonist that I didn't like in the book.
He doesn't come off much better in the movie, my man.
Okay. Well, in the book, it just seems like you knew a little bit, but not nearly enough to go and do this. And you just seemed like a disaffected upper middle class kid.
Right.
Who got himself into this situation. So it's hard for me to connect with you just because you did this to yourself.
Yeah.
Why you did this to yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, white people. Am I right? Am I right? Be sure to tip your waitress.
You had to go out there and be sucking on the berries, didn't you?
How about another movie only white people stuff white people do? There's that story. Did you see that story up in
Bro, that
Oregon
should be our new show. That's our new show. Stuff white people do. That's our new show.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's up in the woods somewhere, and they were hiking, and I can't remember where it's either Northern California or Oregon, Washington, somewhere, Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
And they found a family of 3 plus their dog dead.
Oh,
but
God.
They have no idea. So they considered it a hazmat situation until they can figure out what it is, whether it's some sort of like a pocket of gas because of the valley type of thing. You know what I mean? Like I've seen video from, I believe it's India, and there'll be these lowered areas and it's just full of carbon monoxide. So if you go down in there, you'll die. If there's something like that in the area, or there's I don't know, radon, like a high enough concentration. I don't know what would kill you that quick. It's a silent killer.
Right.
But it's just crazy. Like, holy shit. They have no idea as of right now. And so no word of foul play, because if, they got all of them plus the dog.
Yeah.
If that's an assassin, that dude's good.
That dude is really good.
That dude is good. I would have to say we trained him. Maybe Mossad.
An American assassin is what you're saying?
Yeah, rogue. Jason Bourne turned on the populace. This guy used to be a scientist. Let's find out his backstory. What does Q say? Anyway. But
That's
Into the Wild, Sean Penn's new Flag Day. Well, hopefully people that see it that liked it. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than a bad child actor.
I mean, she's not bad. Like I said, she's not bad. And she's like, I think she's 25 now or something like that. So, but like,
oh, she's not even a child actor.
No.
The child of an actor.
Yeah, child of an actor. But she's they're just some of the emotional beats. She just doesn't hit them. And when she's playing a reporter at the end of the movie, you're just like, It's told in flashback, so she's a reporter. It's not a big. And it's based on a real book. Jennifer Vogel, The Flim Flam Man, is what it is. So yeah.
Can you imagine Sean Penn sitting there with the editor? Sean Penn is like, "Oh, we got it." The editor's like, "We do not.
We really don't.
We don't. You want me to insert what shot? Okay, it's not gonna help."
Can I get the money? Can I get the money ahead of time before I
edit this? Well, this is a guilt job, so there's no way Sean Penn is working non-union.
Dude, he's got. I know, because like the movie, Regina King is in the movie for maybe 5 minutes. Josh Brolin for maybe 5 minutes. So he pulled some strings to get some people in this movie, man. Like there must be all his friends or people.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. I'm sure he just called him and said, "Hey, you free? I got this part. You want to do it?" And they just did it for scale.
Yeah, for scale.
Yeah, come in. No problem, man.
Yeah,
I'm happy to bilk Marvel and Disney, not you. Let's have fun.
Exactly.
I have
that Marvel money.
And Disney's like, no problem, because we made $17 billion off your likeness. I wonder what the actual, what Thanos as a property, as a value is within the market.
Where was Josh Brolin, though, in his fame? Like, what level of fame was he at to be able to negotiate what he negotiated? You know what I'm saying? Like, Matt, you and I both, we watch sports. We know, when an athlete is at the height of his earning potential or her earning potential, and when an athlete is either on the come up or on the come down.
Yeah.
Was Josh Brolin on the come down when he started doing Thanos, or was he on the come up when he started doing Thanos? Because I don't see a lot of people going to see other Josh Brolin movies. So where is he? Where was he at, do you think?
As far as that tier, that's his introduction to that tier of cost of movie making. Because then after that, he's in the next Men in Black movie. He's in, he starts getting a run of pretty sizable roles. So Thanos kind of helped solidify his ability to command money to do the higher tiered projects.
Yeah.
I wonder what he got paid for Thanos.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to find out. What level was he at to negotiate a favorable deal to play Thanos?
Well, when Avengers came out, the first one, don't you think they probably had an addendum or renegotiation of his contract by the time we get to Infinity War and Endgame?
Oh yeah, of course, because he's actually going to speak and be on screen. Because I mean, the first film he appears in is Guardians of the Galaxy. He's not in the first. That's a different actor in the first Avengers movie.
Oh, that's
not
true.
Brolin.
Don't they use his voice though?
I don't know if they went back and redubbed his voice. I don't know. I think he only smiles. I don't know if he says anything.
Yeah, he just smiles the first time we see him. Don't we see him on side profile?
Yes, side profile. Yeah.
Like looks over and then there's the camera and you're like, oh shit.
Oh shit. But here's the run for him. Like Planet Terror. I'm sorry. No Country for Old Men is 2007. American Gangster is the same year. W is the year after.
Yeah.
Milk, which Sean Penn won the Oscar for again, is 2008 as well. Then he goes into like Jonah Hex in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
True Grit, which I thought was good, as Tom Chaney, right?
Yeah.
Then Men in Black 3 in 2012. And then Gangster Squad in 2013. And it starts to kind of because Labor Day didn't do well. Old Boy was a terrible remake. Sin City: A Dame to Kill For was a terrible sequel. Inherent Vice, I don't think was good. But then Sicario in 2015.
Still, though, you said between 2013 and 2015, you just rattled off like 9 projects.
Yeah. He was working.
Yeah, he's working. I think it's been like a lot of up and down.
Yeah, a lot of up and down. Yep.
But his down is not the down of other actors, not even close.
Right. And now he's about to be in Dune. So
yeah, he's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
As far as where his career is at, he has a Deadpool 2 as a side to the Marvel. He said, I can do other superhero films.
Right.
Yeah. He's such a specific type, though.
Yeah.
He is handsome, imposing. It doesn't really fulfill a niche within Hollywood.
Yeah. Hey, he's good. I like him. I like him better than his dad. Nothing against James.
But that's not even an apples to apples type of situation. Everything I've seen him in, nothing against him. I've just never seen him in anything that's I've never seen him apart as meaty as his son has gotten.
No, because he's a TV actor. Amityville Horror was maybe the most famous thing.
Probably.
James Brolin,
It's the only thing I can really think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could rattle off a couple other titles, but Amityville's the only.
Yeah.
Well, I think part of it at that time, though, depending on what job you got, that's who you were.
Yeah.
So if you got one TV job, you were pretty much a TV actor.
Yeah.
Every once again, one escaped out. That's why it was so flabbergasting on some level. Like Bruce Willis, he was a movie star the whole time. Because others tried. Ted Danson was the biggest TV star in the world.
That's true. And Cheers. Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody wants to see him in movies for some reason.
Yeah, other than 3 Men and a Baby, it just didn't really work out.
No, just doesn't translate. Tom Selleck's never really he had a shot.
Oh, yeah, Tom Selleck, yeah. He did a few of them.
Yeah.
Just never was, yeah.
It's like you became one or you became the other.
That's we did last week, we did that What If Hugh Jackman list, which was great. But what if Tom Selleck becomes Indiana Jones and it's not a success? What if we never have the Indiana Jones franchise because Tom Selleck doesn't really cross over as widely or globally as Harrison Ford did as Indiana Jones?
Or what if he does Indy and then he gets offered all those Harrison parts first?
Oh, yeah, possible.
So what else, do we lose out on? Or now those two are fighting for the same pie?
I just don't know if I can see Tom Selleck in the mustache and the curly hair.
I know the mustache would have to go at some point.
Yeah, it'd have to go.
There's just no way around it. The characters don't have mustaches like that.
That dates you. Yeah, I'm looking at James Brolin. Pretty much, yeah, that's it. Pretty much. I mean, of the well-known stuff. Yeah, he popped into Pee-wee's Big Adventure as Pee-wee at the end there. with
the fake movie.
Yeah, what, Morgan Fairchild or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Pee Wee plays a bellhop, and they overdub his voice.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's like a James Bondy type feel all of a sudden. And
I will say this though, I think his father is better looking. I think James Brolin is a better looking guy than Josh Brolin. Even now, and James Brolin's still working. He was just in Sweet Tooth, that one that was on Netflix, as a narrator, and then that show Life in Pieces. He was on it for 4 years. So, motherfucker's still working. So give him props.
You get props.
You get props, James Brolin. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree on that one, so
it's true. Yeah, it's not like I don't think Josh is attractive. He's certainly a very attractive guy. Certainly, Diane Lane thought so, and other people have as well. Anyway, we should get into our list, Matt. Don't you think?
That we should. So, yeah, the setup of today is the scariest horror characters since Candyman is coming out, and this is to us.
Right, to us, right? No, if you're looking for the hardcore watchers of every horror movie ever made, maybe we're not the podcast for you, but this is our approach to it, and we've seen enough horror films to be able to qualify ourselves to be able to have this discussion. But I think we're going to have some fun choices, so that's my overall point of view, Matt. So, yeah.
And the way the show works is I throw some shit at the wall and John throws some shit at the wall. And then we kibitz for like 45 minutes. And then whatever sticks at the end, that makes our top 10 between the two of us for the show.
Kibitz.
It's a beautiful process that we do each and every week. And you're welcome. All right. You ready?
All right. Yeah, let's get it on.
So, yeah, once again, this is to us. So if you want to, at 10, I got Freddy Krueger.
10? That's 10. A punt. Holy shit. 10? All right.
Scariest? Krueger scary?
Oh, yeah. For a number of reasons.
I think the idea of Krueger is very scary.
All right. We can debate that when we get to it on the back half of the show. All right. What's your 9?
9 is Rose Armitage from Get Out, Allison Williams' character.
Oh, yes. That's my 9. Well, I had the whole family as my 9, but certainly we can do specifically the daughter. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great choice.
She's the most cold-hearted because she has to actually get to know. You know, she names the animal, the farm animal, in essence, where the others don't. They kill them pretty quick, so they don't really have much of an attachment. She draws them in, and the shot of her drinking the milk, looking at the next, pool of potential victims, that's some cold shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the whole family, though.
Her separating was in her cereal, even her separating the, I mean, it's like, wow, that was such a great book. It could have been so played for being too on the nose or over the top, but it works so well because the film was so fantastic. That moment was just more of a kind of a boom, a cherry on top of the racist cake. But yeah, the whole family, because I mean, Catherine Keener can be quite scary and unsettling. She's an unusual actress and she plays some very interesting roles. And she has vacillated obviously between heroine and villain and everything in between. And then Bradley Whitford, who is a hardcore liberal, constantly on Twitter talking about his point of views on politics. I thought it was a great change to have him be this kind of super racist dude. And him saying, I would have voted for Obama a third term, which is so funny, all of it. But Allison is chilling. Yeah.
I believe that was his line that I'm not sure that it was in the script, but he said it earnestly to maybe Jordan Peele, and they put it into the script.
Right.
But I love the casting of him because he symbolizes all these things to anybody that kind of pays attention to that type of stuff.
Yeah.
To flip your expectation of who this individual is or what the assumption you have of this character to the complete 180 opposite was just great casting. And the fact that he was willing to do it.
Yeah.
Because all the others, I don't know, are as outspoken as he is.
Yeah, exactly.
So just more casting across the top. I'm glad the brother seems to be getting more and more work. I like that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. He's an unsettling guy. He reminds me a lot of what's his face from Boardwalk Empire.
Who? Buscemi or
Jimmy Pitt, whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah. It is something Pitt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Michael Pitt?
Michael Pitt, I think is what it is. Yeah.
Okay. I could see that.
He reminds me a little bit of him. Yeah.
Yeah. To me, he's basically like Steve Buscemi meets the lifeguard character from Stranger Things. Was that season 3?
Oh, good call. You know what? I'm wrong. You're right. He's definitely got a Buscemi vibe. You're absolutely right. Yep. No, you're absolutely right.
But he's got a swaggering confidence for such a little guy. He can play everything from, just pure white trash to that upper crust. I could see him playing heartfelt, also asshole.
Right.
Like I remember best friend and antagonist. Go ahead, please.
No, I'm sorry. I remember him in 3 Billboards. I remember him in 3 Billboards. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, every time I see him, it's like he leaps off the screen. The same way that when I saw Rami Malek in The Pacific, it's like something about you and this ensemble, I'm paying attention to you the most. And then you go off and win an Oscar for what I think is the inferior of the two from those 2 back-to-back years. But whatever. Congratulations. Mr. Robot season 1 it's fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of people love that show. Oh, we've been watching Catastrophe. Have you watched Catastrophe?
I really enjoyed season 1. I'm watching it with Catherine kind of on and off.
Yeah, okay.
Season 2 is okay. And she's like, look, it just gets more serious from here.
Oh, she's seen it already, Catherine.
Yeah, she's watched it twice.
Oh, fuck me. It gets more serious. Damn, yeah, we're about to finish season 2. And I'm like, are these two going to end up divorced by the end of the 4th season?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because it feels like they're going to start veering into hating each other. And you sense, because you're right, the first season is fantastic. So much fun.
Funny.
And if you guys haven't seen this, it's on Amazon Prime. Rob Delaney, obviously some of you may know for Deadpool 2 and other things, and Sharon Horgan is an Irish actress. They come together as a couple because they had a 1-week stand and he got her pregnant and he moves to London to try to do the right thing, and they kind of navigate their relationship. And then things progress into season 2 and it gets bigger. And then I don't know what season 3 or season 4 is going to happen, but like I've sensed that it's changed a little bit there's not as many jokes and there's more of the real world creeping in, the frustrations and the anger of the real world. And it's like, shit, man.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right.
And she told me that I think we're like 5 through episode or season 2, 6 through something like that.
Yeah. There's only 6 per season. So they're quick. They're half hours. You can finish a season in 3 hours, something like that. It's pretty cool. Or 2.5 hours, I guess.
That's not bad.
Quick. Yeah. They're like 26 minutes each. They're not that long.
I didn't know this. I was about to say, do you ever watch another British show called Back to Life with Daisy Haggard?
No. What's that one? I love her from Uncle and
yeah. So I didn't know there was a season 2. I just looked it up. I wanted to make sure I got the name right. So a girl comes home having been convicted of killing someone in high school.
Holy shit.
She's so after being in prison for I think it's like 20 years ish.
Yeah.
But it's not like she's some hardcore. She's just trying to readjust to the small hometown that she's, from, and everybody knows her business.
Wow.
She is great in it. I didn't know there was a season 2 because I think they could have closed it on season 1.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, so season 1 was really good.
How crazy that, she works on 2 series at the same time. Like, it used to be in the old days, Matt, you did 1 series. That was the only series you did. But the Brits can vacillate in between different. I mean, it's so like Tobias Menzies showing up in the first season of Catastrophe. I was like, what the fuck? What are you doing? This is such a small role. Why are you in this? And it's it's the Brits got to work. The Brits got to work. Yeah.
I like the script.
Yeah. I'm friends with Sharon or friends with, and they asked me, why not? Let's have some fun. Yeah.
Or it fit into my schedule and it could be interesting.
I like to work. Could use the money. I don't like to sit around the house.
Yeah.
Come on set.
Might as well.
Yeah. Why not?
Maybe he's dealing with season 2 catastrophe stuff at home. And he's like, if I get out of here, I'll have a better day. So I'm going to get out of here. Oh, babe, I got to go work. Yep. I'm out.
That extension isn't going to pay for itself.
Exactly. Need a new heater for our pool. And, it's going to be a way they got to dig it out. It's a lot of work.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If I could make a career like Sam Jackson has, where whenever people are always thinking of him for A-list shit, and he gets to do these other career, I mean, I would happily do that and meet the quota, because after a while, Matt, you just become a veteran. So you know what you're doing. Yeah. And so you show up on set, you know your pace of learning lines, you know where your marks are, you know what your best side is, you know where the camera needs to be. So you're essentially in control of your situation. And yeah, you're in service of the piece, but overall, this is just like going to do your job like you would work any other fucking job. And you just put the time in, you access the emotions, and you roll the fuck on out of there for the next day. I mean, shit, it wouldn't be a bad life.
One of my favorite Michael Caine quotes, I can't remember what movie it's in reference to, but have you ever seen blah, blah, blah? And he's like, no, but I've seen the house it bought. And you're like, God, that's his priority. I can't fault him for that.
No.
That's a pretty good answer.
It's a job. Yes.
It's a job.
You know, so many people, when you come out to LA, people are like, the dreams of celebrity and status and fame. And it's like, well, I mean, there's also this possibility too, which would be nice, just to be a working actor.
Yeah. Why not focus on
blue collar? Yeah, exactly.
Try and do one thing at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good point. Anyway. All right. Where are we at? Your 8?
My 8, which is, I don't know how to pronounce it. Sadako from The Ring, the little girl.
Oh, yeah. You mean Samara? Isn't that Samara? Isn't that her name?
Oh, I thought I looked it up and it said Sadako. I can look it up real quick. Go for it.
Sudoku is what it's called in Japanese, I think. I'm
on, let's see, IMDb, and I'm looking it up. I'm seeing a bunch of non-Japanese sounding names.
I'm looking at Samara Morgan. She is the villain in The Ring. Samara Osari.
Oh, Samara. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe that was the Japanese.
Maybe. I don't know. Because it's Ringu in Japanese.
True. Yeah. All right. So it's Samantha. All right. Samantha from The Ring.
Oh, no, you're right. In The Ring in Japan, it is Sadako Yamamura, also known as Park Yoon-soo, and Samara Morgan is the main antagonist of Koji Suzuki's Ring novel series in the film franchise. So yes, Sadako is Samara. So same
thing. They just changed the name for a different audience.
Yeah, for American audience.
Just the terror. I mean, can you imagine? What?
Yeah.
Can't say.
I'm saying they were like, the executives like, nobody can say Sadako. Let's make her Samara. It's so much easier.
But also, it seems like Sudoku, and that seems like we're racist. So let's just change the character name. And although I don't think Sudoku was even remotely around here.
Oh yeah, I don't know if it was. Good point.
That started out here technically, and then went to Japan and became huge in Japan, and then came back here.
Yes,
kind of like Jimi Hendrix to Great Britain, and then we went. You know who's pretty sweet? Jimi Hendrix. Why don't you give him back?
Tell you what. Why don't you give him back?
Give
him back.
Yeah, it's called like Numbers Game here, the most generic name ever, and then went over to Japan, became Sudoku. Boom, blew up. There you go. There's the history as far as I know it of Sudoku, and I've never played it before. But yeah, just sitting there, and this girl comes fucking creeping out, and guess what? It's the persistence of that is more effective to me than other characters that have that very specific trait.
Yeah.
Because the others, there's so many representations of it, it turns cartoonish for me, so I'm not scared of that character anymore.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But whereas it's still as effective. I saw The Ring too. I didn't like it as much. I still thought it was interesting. I haven't seen it since. Whereas The Ring, I've seen a handful of times, which is saying something for a horror movie.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my number 8. What do you got at 10?
All right. So my 10 is Amy Dunn from Gone Girl.
Great choice.
I mean,
didn't even think about it.
I don't care what anybody says. And really, I could have thrown in what's her face from Fatal Attraction as well. I don't care what you say. And this is not to be misogynistic in any way, shape, or form. This is more like, hey, I'm a man, a straight man, and I'm looking at this situation and I'm watching this movie, Gone Girl, and I am going insane at the possibility that I could have found myself in a relationship like this. And seeing the power of this woman to be able to craft any reality to succeed and to achieve what she wants to achieve. Listen, let me tell you something about men. We are always in fear of women because women are naturally more emotional, and emotionally intelligent. I mean, more intelligent, organized, more able to run things. Most of us probably hand over the running of our lives to our ladies. For those of us who are straight, or lesbians. God, I hope I'm saying this all correctly. I don't want to get in trouble here, but I'm just saying all of it, and I'm just essentially saying that this is something we fear, right? That someone is able to do whatever it takes to be able to survive and construct a reality they need to construct. When she hit her face with a hammer in the movie, I was like, oh my God. And then when she stages what she stages at Neil Patrick Harris's expense, and yes, not the best guy, Neil Patrick Harris, but still, he didn't deserve that. It scares the shit out of you. And it triggers in men the genuine fear they have of women is that if you come across the right person, or the wrong person, rather, they could absolutely mess up your life. So it's a horror film in many, many ways.
Yeah. It's like it doesn't matter, but it is full on. Anybody that manipulates the situation that much to get what they want, and they have a scorched earth policy. So you're either in front of this flame with me or you're behind it, and I fucking toast you. And that's brutal. And when he sees examples of what she is willing, not even capable of doing, what she is willing to do, really the bounds. She doesn't have boundaries.
There's no boundaries. No boundaries.
When it comes to, and there needs to be, there's no fence hemming her in, which you got to respect, but you also need to fear.
It's a survivalist tendency, right? It's whatever it takes to survive. It is turned up to the highest level. And she's able to manipulate situations brilliantly to get what she wants. And that scene with her and Ben at the end, and then Carrie Coon's reaction as Affleck's sister, is that despondency and resignation to what is the rest of their lives is so horrific, because that's real horror. Some dude who shows up in your fucking dreams, or some person who shows up with a fucking machete or whatever, that's fantastical horror. But real horror is when someone can actually invade your life and then make you, in essence, enslaved to them because they have an ability, and it's male or female, it doesn't fucking matter. They have an ability to manipulate a situation to their benefit, and you have no idea how to counter that or how to get out of that without looking terrible or possibly being brought up on charges. So it's a scary fucking movie, dude.
Fuck yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. That's a horror film. That's a horror film.
Yeah, didn't even think about it. Great call.
Fatal Attraction too. I mean, she burns the fucking bunny in the pot, for God's sakes. And she comes out of the tub with the knife. She's going to kill Michael Douglas. That's horror. Just like I think Amy Dunn was going to kill Ben Affleck's character in the movie as well. So there you go. All right. So my 9 was, we said, is the family of Get Out. Gotcha. And then my 8 is Annie Wilkes from Misery.
That is a punt.
Okay. All right, fine. What's your 7?
My 7 is The Invisible Man. Adrian Griffin is the character's name.
Oh, yeah.
But from the most recent Invisible Man. That's the first time true terror, because usually it's like the Chevy Chase type of thing.
Right.
Or League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. And it's not the Malevolent. There is the Kevin Bacon, but I never cared for that. Yeah, Hollow Man. That's not the same movie. No, it's not. They have no chemistry between the two of them.
They really don't.
Between him and Elizabeth Shue, which is kind of impressive.
Yeah. You have to work hard not to have chemistry with Elizabeth Shue. It's so weird.
Well, both of them, yeah. And Kevin Bacon, you've been a top tier actor as far as Hollywood is concerned, and I agree with them. But for 35 years, 40 years, it's just they couldn't conjure it this time. Whereas they got it in this one. The mania that he exhibits and wanting to hold on to, and then perhaps other characters I don't want to spoil as well. Yeah. Good. I mean, her being unhinged, that seemed like some of the realest acting you're ever going to see. Because if you were in a house where you knew, didn't matter, everybody's looking at you like you're crazy. Trust me, he's sitting right fucking there. I know you can't see him. I know you think I'm crazy. That's terror.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there patiently waiting.
Yeah.
Oh, it is that's bad. What else are you watching me do? How often are you creeping around? Like,
right.
Basically the NSA first person.
And when you find out, you know, and we're not going to ruin anything, but when you find out how it's happening, you're just like, oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, it's a good one.
We talk. I mean, juxtapose that. We talk about Amy Dunn from Gun Girl, and then you look at the dude in The Invisible Man. You know, it's just that's the male version. This guy is willing to do whatever it takes to keep her enslaved to him in any way, shape, or form, and separated from anybody. And he has the means to do so.
Yeah, which is controlling her world is all that he cares about.
Yep. And that's a horror.
Yeah, it's sleeping with the enemy.
Laura.
I fucking hated that movie. I haven't seen it in so long, but I hated it when I saw it. I think it's fairly well reviewed.
It's super cheeseball, man. With Kevin Anderson or whatever. I love that she changed her name to Sarah Waters. Waters, get it? I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just so on the nose. Sarah being a short version for Serene. It's like, come on. Anyway, yeah. All right. So that was your 7?
That was my 7. So my 6, sorry, I was trying to look up. Is
you want to keep going? I'm sorry. You go ahead.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
Is The Thing from The Thing.
That's your 6?
Yeah.
Is that a punt? That is a punt.
Okay.
That's a punt.
It's totally believable.
Yeah. Sorry. So then my number 7 is Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay. Go for it.
Oh my God. The first time I cannot watch this movie again. In fact, way back when, as I've mentioned before, when I did that DVD testing job, we got the new version of the original film in, which had been cleaned up. Mm-hmm. And I told them I would not be able to work on that project. And I got in some trouble because they were like, it's a movie. This is your job. And I was like, no, I'm not subjecting myself to watching this movie over and over again in different languages and different subtitles, because this character of Leatherface is so fucking scary to me. I cannot put myself through this on multiple viewings. Okay. And that whole film itself is really unsettling. You know, Matt and I, you and I, Matt, have talked about the places we've grown up and the things we've seen. I mean, I'm maybe a few blocks away from a real Leatherface when I was growing up in Virginia. I mean, I'm just down the road, a little bit farther out, a little bit way out on the woods, maybe somewhere. There's something like this. And so for me, when I saw the movie, it was too close to home in the unsettling possibility this could be real. And the idea of a guy that size with no problem chasing you with a chainsaw to cut you in half and hang you on a fucking meat hook. And then to get into the family stuff and the weird grandpa that's sucking the blood out of the thing, like all of it is just country crazy is scary as fuck. And so that movie really kind of brought it home for me. And him, Leatherface, as a character, because he seems like this indomitable beast that's almost animalistic more than he is human. You know?
Yeah, I've actually never seen the original. I've seen every other. I'm not kidding, except for the newest one that just came out like 2 years ago or something.
Oh yeah.
I didn't see that one, but I've seen all. So to me, the character is not scary or malevolent. He's just horror. Teen thrasher guy.
Yeah.
Whereas, look, we said on the outset that horror is not our bag.
Right.
So should I see it? Sure. But I don't care.
I would never recommend someone to see it unless you're a horror person. You want to see it because it is, to me, it's one of the most unsettling films I've ever seen. Ever. That some bitch did Poltergeist after that. I don't know, which was pretty scary as well.
I think first one I saw of those was the McConaughey Zellweger one.
Oh yeah, I think that's 3. I think that's Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3.
Pretty sure that was the first one I saw.
All right, cutting people up. All right, so then my number 6 is the shark from Jaws.
That's a punt.
Oh, nice. At least we got some commonality, which is good.
We do.
I like that.
Well, before we get into my number 5, why don't we take a quick break and hear this word from our sponsor? All right, there we go. There's our quick break. We hope you video people enjoyed that special little interstitial thing we put in there. It's just for you over at youtube.com/the top 10 podcast with the number 10. All right, my 5 is the Xenomorph, the alien.
That is my 4. Nice.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Just everything about it. It is nothing but a pure killing machine. It really is. On some level, I can understand why the Wayland Corporation is so fascinated with it.
Yeah.
Because it is truly very efficient. It's in essence like a virus at human size, because all it does is kill.
Right.
And wants to replicate, and that's it. There is no sense of like how did it prosper on its own planet? You know?
I don't know.
How the fuck did it get off its planet?
Have we seen films that are set on the alien planet? Because I haven't seen all the AVP films. Maybe there's something of that in the AVP films, but I would like to see a film set on the planet of the aliens where a spaceship crash lands on that planet and has to find a way out. And maybe there are some good ones, some good xenomorphs compared to some bad xenomorphs. Is there a government on this planet?
There can't be.
No, you don't think so?
It doesn't exhibit anything outside of being an ant. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, look at Aliens. She's set up like a queen bee or a queen ant.
Right.
She has all those soldiers and workers on the exterior.
Do you think it was like an insect on its own planet?
That's what. So on its own planet, it probably has some sort of natural predator that kind of somewhat keeps it in check. Otherwise, the landscape has to be a wasteland because it doesn't produce anything on its own.
Right.
Whether that's industry or by what it eats, it fertilizes elsewhere, like birds and insects do. So it has to have something keeping it in check.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But someone crash landed down and they were a parasite that jumped on board and then it ended up somewhere else. That's totally believable to me. I just don't. It doesn't seem to have a complex society that it's from.
Gotcha.
Which makes it all the scarier.
Right. Because you can't reason with it.
No.
You can't have a logical discussion. Like, look, don't eat. Like, we'll keep to ourselves. You keep to yourself. We're not going to mess with you guys.
Yeah. Its upper brain function is still purely primal.
Yeah. It just kills.
It just kills. It's just there to eat and procreate. That's it. And by eating, it means kill you.
Yes, exactly. I mean, we haven't even mentioned the acid for blood. So it's like, that's another aspect of it all, is even when you try to kill it, even shooting it could cause you to have damage physically. And
as we've seen now in a couple different movies, it's an equal opportunity.
Yes.
So long as you're apparently warm-blooded, it is more than willing to kill you and invade you. Although in Prometheus, those serpent-like creatures, are we saying those were closer to reptilian? So maybe those are cold-blooded. So it really just needs some sort of vascular system, like to be alive. Yeah, I'd have to see that one again. It was like a king cobra snake that comes up out of the water. Oh, okay. Remember, there's the two guys. One's the geologist that made the probes that somehow got lost using a map that his probes made. And you're like, what? And then they see that pile of bodies and they're both like, what the fuck is going? Because they got separated from everybody else who were back on the ship. And they're like, you got to stay there. And you're like, are you seeing what we're seeing? We can't stay here. And dude, the next scene after that it's the cobra. And you're like, you were just freaking out. And now he's like, look at this little cobra. Like, what? That thing just showed fucking fangs. Yeah. It doesn't make sense for your characters. And I still like the movie and I hate it. At the same time. And I like it and I hate it. I do. That is hilarious, man. But it's like that's a really well-designed, simplistic, scary as hell character to me. Yeah. Woo. All right. And it doesn't lose, like you mentioned with Leatherface, like it doesn't lose its terror. Yeah. No matter what movie you watch it in. No.
You know, even in that last one, Alien Covenant, when it's on top of the spaceship, winging around its tail and screaming and yelling, you're just like, holy fuck, man, this thing is scary as hell. So yeah, yep, on so many levels, so many levels. All right, so that was your 5.
Yep.
Which is my 4. So my 5 is Pennywise the Clown from the It series.
That is my 4.
Oh, okay, nice.
Little flip flopperoo.
Nice, I like it. I mean, that first movie, Matt. Holy shit snacks, that scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, I'd say that, and then the under the bleacher scene with the little girl in the second movie. That's the only one that really gets me in the second one, because ultimately, to defeat it, you just need to bully him.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I realize this is a tough character to cut down to size. That seemed like a bad choice to me, but
yeah, I agree.
They got so many other things right.
Yeah.
And still ultimately successful. But I'll just go back and watch the first one now.
Yeah, because the first one, he's just so goddamn scary in the first one, man.
I mean, I just cherry pick parts of the second one to watch at this point.
Scene? Yeah. Right.
Yeah, the projector scene, coming out of the storm drain for Georgie.
Oh, poor Georgie.
Right at the top. Although when his mouth goes big there, I think that almost is too cartoonish. I think the idea of just yanking Georgie in and you just see those eyes type of thing, maybe a little blood spatter. Like, we don't need to see it at that point. Yeah. You can hold back some of the terror that's to come and build it up even more. But I've never made a movie that was that wildly successful. So, Mr. Machete, maybe don't listen to a guy whose opinion carries very little water.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for listing, Mr. Machete.
Yeah. Hey, you want to be a guest? We got a spot open next week.
We do. Good luck on the Flash film. But yes,
we're doing top 10 movies Andy Machete wants to talk about.
That's a new list.
It's brand new. Ah, man, this is a tough topic for us.
True to form, Matt and I bring our own lists, guessing what Machete would want to talk about.
Sure. We scoured interviews. We talked about, read his influences, and then took some wild swings. He loves Gone with the Wind. Bet you didn't know that.
Oh, no.
Who knew? Big fan.
Huge. Yeah, I mean, and what's his name? Bill, is it Skarsgård? Who is it? Bill Skarsgård, something like that. Whoever does the...
Yes, I think it's Skarsgård.
He's just excellent. Absolutely excellent as Pennywise. And yeah, the second film, certainly, not as strong, but some of the flashback stuff with that face of his, that's unsettling shit for sure. So yeah, but good stuff.
Yeah, I think my favorite scene is in the kitchen when he comes out of the fridge.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And there's what's his name with his broken arm and he's holding up. He's like, ah. And then Trash Mouth and Bill are upstairs.
Yeah. And
Bill's the one that figures out that this is just an illusion.
Yeah.
And Pennywise whips around, realizing that it's crumbling.
Yeah.
His little guy, he needs you to fear as part of, his killing. And when he comes down, it's just not real enough for you, Billy. He's pissed off.
Yeah.
It's like maybe the first time he's ever encountered somebody not buying into his bullshit.
Yeah.
But it just great acting, great setup. I love the execution of the scene. It's fucking scary as shit. Mm-hmm. That's when the teeth come out there, that has effect.
Oh yeah. No doubt. No doubt, dude.
But yeah. Oof. I just liked my other 3 for very specific reasons.
Fair enough. All right, so we've tackled our 4 and 5s.
Correct.
All right, so what's your 3?
My 3 is the punt of Annie Wilkes.
Okay, fair enough.
And I like it because it's real.
Yes.
This could very well happen.
Oh yeah.
Selena's head of her fan club could have been Annie Wilkes.
Right. Yes.
Like this is very real for some people.
Yep.
I wonder if, I don't know anything about King's backstory, if he had anything that was remotely close to this, where he had a fan that was this latched on, and that's where the genesis of the story was.
I feel like yes.
Had to have.
Right. And especially his heyday in the 80s when he was like the top author. Like you said, Stephen King, and people would immediately flock to whatever the hell you're talking about. Yeah, that's a great point. And he probably did. Because every person who has any remote level of celebrity has the crazy people who show up. And I think authors have a distinctly unique kind of fandom because people fall in love with the characters you're creating and they get upset about the journeys you put them on if they're not journeys that they themselves want to see the character go through, because they connect to that character and almost feel like you are, they are that character living that life inside what you're creating. And so when you send them down the wrong paths or paths they don't like, or paths that maybe kind of unsettle the character or make a fan look at the negative aspects of their own personality, they get really fucking pissed off about it, man.
Yeah. It's something that they maybe feel more personal attachment to because they've conjured it all in their mind.
Yeah.
So it's a very personal thing to them as opposed to giving the representation. They created it on their own.
Yeah.
What
was the other thing? Like I was just thinking, like comic book characters. That's not my Superman. That's not my Batman. That's not my blah blah blah. And
yeah,
it's all because people have put those feelings on a character, a fictitious character, and when that fictitious character isn't treated in a certain way or given a certain thing to do, people lose their fucking minds.
Well, I think additionally too, when people get upset of like a recasting of a character and be like, look, I just want you to be honest to the comic book. Yeah. And I'm sure there's a certain percentage that believe that and another percentage that believe it for the wrong, or my opinion, of the wrong reason.
Yeah.
But they have a representation that they can latch onto that's created for them that helps mold and create the identity to you of what this character is. Whereas if you're just reading the page, it's all the more personal because this is, I don't know, this is part of you.
Yep.
You're making this up, whether you're casting an actor in your head as you read it, or you're just creating some sort of image of the character.
Right.
But yeah, when she gets pissed off at him, and then obviously the hobbling is just brutal.
Mr. Man with your, but I've seen, how can I say this? I've seen some fans in the Schmodown get nuts about some of the storylines and buy into the characters of the players and think that those characters are the actual players. Hell, I've heard of some of the competitors thinking that those characters that some of the other competitors play are actually them. And that's crazy to me. But people, are just kind of, when it comes to this kind of stuff, fanaticism, that's what fans is short for. That's what it can lead to, is this kind of like moment where, because when you're watching the movie, dude, she comes off, and Kathy Bates, it's why she won the Oscar. She's so masterful as someone you've probably seen in a store and totally ignored.
Yeah. She sweet little old lady.
Yeah. Or middle-aged lady who's just
middle-aged. Yeah. But I'm just saying
Right. In comparison. Yeah. But like you've seen her, you're like, oh boy, you almost feel bad for her. She's buying like 10 books. And I used to manage bookstores. I knew so many women like Annie Wilkes who would come in the store and buy like 10 books and shit like that.
Covered in cat hair. Keep going.
Yes.
I'll play along with the stereotype. I never worked in a bookstore, but I've just a fair share.
Well, look, the stereotype, there are, of course, many people who are obsessed with books, but you do notice certain people who do show up to buy a crap ton of books and whatever. And, and they have a certain look.
You're more of a recluse if you're spending that much time by yourself reading.
Exactly. So what do you care what people? I was like, look at how many people come and go out in the world now in post, not even post actually, but COVID days. Now people are like, wearing all kinds of unusual shit when they go out now that they would have normally not worn in times past.
That was one of my first thoughts. Like 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, I was like, dude, how many guys out there have always wanted to wear a bandana and never could? And they get to strutter like the first few weeks because there was distinct like I'm bandana guy looks. It's like, oh fuck, if you just been dying to be bandana guy and you finally get to do it, there had to be at least, what do you think, like 100 dudes across the U.S. They're just jacked about this reality.
Beyond 100. I think beyond 100.
I mean, hyperbolically, you say like 100,000, but it's like there's a chunk of the U.S. population who's like, oh, see, inside their head, like, yes. I've been wanting to wear bandanas in public. Like Colin Hanks has a line where there's some who's like, "That's a good bandana." I don't know when he started. I'm pretty sure it was like 8 months into the pandemic or something. But
I gotta shave my head. And I get.
Oh, it's not even. They wanted to wear it like an old outlaw. So now they just pull it up. Yeah.
That's
so just they get to walk around. They have this affectation of a bandana. And
I see what you're saying. Oh, I'm sorry. You're saying like a bank robber type thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's true. That's a great point. Yeah. Yeah.
How many have long seen that look? I'm like, well, you look so badass like that. And now I get to walk around doing that.
As I buy my milk at CVS.
Yeah. Exactly. As I go and do this stupid errand, but I'm still dressed up. Because there's also the rocker guy.
Oh, yeah.
I see, there's the generic rocker guy. Welcome to Hollywood.
Right.
So they were definitely bandana guys. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's part of the look at that point.
Totally.
But I bet you they've been dying to wear bandana. I just don't know how many other cities have like there's a chance I'll run into a rocker individual in this area. There's a couple of those in LA.
Oh my God, that's some funny ass shit. All right. So that was your 3?
That was my 3.
Okay. All right. So then my 3 is the pun from earlier, which is Freddy Krueger.
All right, go for it. I can use the restroom real quick.
Okay. All right. So for me, it's more about the fact that he's like just a scary son of a bitch who gets into your brain, gets in your mind. And if you can't even escape into your dreams, and, some people do like to, try to find a way to control their dreams or manipulate dreams to have certain kind of dreams, then if that's taken away from you, that's a hell of a loss. And then if someone augments your nightmares, which is a place where you're not in control of things and can experience all kinds of crazy images, and this idea that you can die in your sleep, which people do, you don't know what they're dreaming of before they die. You don't know what they're experiencing before they die. And certainly there have been mysterious cases of people dying in their sleep who are young with no physical maladies. So yeah, that's the thing that I think is just so impressive about the Freddy Krueger thing, why he's so scary to me, because it's a place where you can't control it. You don't know what's going to happen, and you don't know what images he's going to put in your head. And in the end, that's a fucking scary place to be.
I just think had he gotten some proactive, we would have had a different. I don't even remember his origin story in the original. I think the idea of Krueger is really interesting.
Okay.
A demon that terrorizes you in your sleep and there's no escape. That's pretty fascinating. He was so cartoonish over the top.
Oh, okay.
That it never really had the punch. A lot of the iconic horror, because there's so many, don't have the punch for me.
I don't disagree with you with a lot of them. That's why a couple of them are not on my list. But like certainly this one does, because this one still unsettles me. Because there's such a joy and a gleefulness in terrorizing your dreams that he gets out of the whole situation. Yeah. And you can't seem to kill him no matter what you do. It's the most frustrating thing in the world. So all right. So what's your 3?
My 2.
Oh, sorry, your 2. Sorry, your 2
is Jack Torrance, The Shining.
Oh, okay. That's all you, my man. Go ahead.
Yeah, Stephen King. That's what is that? 3 straight by me?
Wow.
Yeah. Stephen King's.
Oh yeah.
Just because sadly this story is not as uncommon as the others that I fear on this list.
Right. Yep. Good point.
Which is one family member, more often than not the paterfamilias, going off the deep end and attempting and sometimes succeeding and taking out their family.
Mm-hmm.
And to see the mania that Jack Nicholson managed to pull off, because that easily could have been over the top.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Yeah. It could have been chewing scenery and all of it. And I think the subtle maniacal build, and then the ultimate, the close at the end between the maze and then the picture.
Yeah.
There's even more kind of instilled fear just with the picture of technically that means now he's never going to die.
Yeah. Right.
And
so he's going to be a part of this thing.
Yes. Now he's a part of the fabric of whatever this dark entity is.
Yeah.
Which they kind of address in Dr. Sleep.
Mm-hmm.
which I liked. I believe you didn't enjoy as much.
No, it's okay. I didn't think it was as good as I think it was as good as I was hoping it wasn't bad. It just wasn't the same level that I was hoping to get from.
I think it's impossible to.
You're right.
Be equivalent to the other.
Right.
So the fact that after all these years they made an enjoyable movie to me, it was like, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Plus I like Ewan. So
yeah,
let's get him some more work if we can.
Yeah, he's struggling, that guy.
I do like Ewan though. I've always liked Ewan.
Yeah. He's about to do Kenobi. I think he's fine. I think he's making some good money.
Yeah, but he's a TV actor now. You know what I mean? Pish posh. Pish posh. Halston.
I haven't even seen that. Is it good?
I haven't.
Did you watch it? Okay.
From what I heard of it, Catherine was like, do you want to watch it? And I was like, well, here's what I heard.
Yeah.
And then she watched it and she was like, what you heard was correct.
Ah, okay. Fair.
And I was like, okay, that's fine. I don't need to watch it then. It's not, he's good. Let's put it that way.
Right. No surprise.
Whether or not you connect with the story or like the overall arc of it, that's your decision.
Right.
But yeah, just the realness. I think that's one of the things about The Shining, even though there's this over the top supernatural element with the telekinetic power or telepathic power rather, that both Danny and oh my God, Scatman Crothers both exhibit. And the idea that this power, that Scatman has come into other contact with others, and this has been something that people do have.
Mm-hmm.
And he can channel into and sense he's got a greater power than even Scatman. And it's like the house wants to consume him because it wants that power. And yet Danny is pushing back. So then the father has to go and try and help. And they address this too in Dr. Sleep as well. I think a little bit more thoroughly. But yeah, just the idea of a dad snapping to me was.
Yeah. I hear you. I've never really been afraid of him, but I get your point of view on it. And I'm sure there are people who grew up in houses with fathers like this who would probably, counter the whatever I've got to say about it and say, yeah, no, this is terror. This is true terror. Because just like we said earlier with Amy Dunn from Gone Girl, or what's his face from Invisible Man, this idea that someone has control of your life. And when you're the father, you can have so much control over a young child's life and possibly your wife's life. And certainly Shelley Duvall is trying to fight with all her energy against the growing madness and anger and frustration. Because the reason he's frustrated is, they're probably employing him to try to get to Danny, but also because Danny is special and Jack isn't in any way, shape, or form. And Jack wanted to be special and wanted to be this great author and wanted to be famous and successful and a celebrity. And in the end, that's what the evil entity uses to manipulate him to go after Danny, is his growing jealousy of Danny and his wife's attachment to Danny versus his wife's attachment to him, so which happens in family sometimes. So, all
right, that's my deuce.
All right. My deuce is The Thing, which is the punt from earlier.
Okay.
Oh my God. That fucking movie. Whoa. When that thing comes out of the chest, and then when they're testing the blood, explodes out, all of it just so scary and unsettling. When the head is crawling with the fucking legs.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Or the dogs. Oh, what it does to the poor dogs. I'm just like, oh my God, man. So utterly scary, utterly unsettling. It's otherworldly. It just like some of these other horror villains we've spoken about. It can take on the form of anything it comes in contact with to hide away, and you won't know a thing before it springs on you and kills you.
Yeah, until you test whether or not it has any reaction to violence in it. And I think the movie too, because the setting is so alien to normal existence, it feels like it's otherworldly.
Yeah.
So it's us with alien contact mixed into almost an alien environment. So it's like double fish out of water. But just the shape shifting and how easily, if that were unleashed upon the populace, we're toast.
Yeah,
we're fucking toast. I mean, you could come up with a test, but how long would it take to come up with that test? And at that point, have they reached critical mass where it doesn't even matter?
Yeah. And how many people are killing other people
because they assume
that thing is the thing. Yeah, you're acting differently. You must be it.
I guess you'd have to like self-harm in front of someone.
Yeah, maybe. I guess that would be
the only way. So we all turn into like a nation of cutters or a world of cutters.
God help us all.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
The scars you're walking around with just to prove that you're human.
Oof. I think that's a lot.
Yeah. Should be just emotional, but now we got to carry physical.
All right. So there you go. That's the thing. What's your number one, man?
My one is Jaws.
Oh, nice. All right. Go ahead.
Are you kidding me? So are you telling me that of everything on this list, to this day, you're not most fearful of actual great whites?
Oh, I am legitimately afraid of great whites. Yes. But I can avoid that situation.
Yeah.
Other situations I might not be able to avoid, like someone going into my dreams or starting a relationship with someone that I don't know is secretly crazy.
Totally true.
Yes.
But if you watched a video of, we discovered this individual is secretly crazy, whereas any great white video, which one gives you the most unease? The great white, because you just don't experience that. So if you were in a situation where you're like, oh my God, there's a great white. Like those videos. Yeah. Where someone has a camera underwater and they suddenly turn and there's one they weren't anticipating. Oh,
I mean,
that's
Matt. Yeah.
That's
the drone ones are scaring the shit out of me. Have you seen those?
Well, yeah, where they're just off the coast and they see how many are out there. And
or how many are swimming around people who are surfing, like literally within feet.
Relatively close. It just shows you how much they actually don't want to eat us.
Right. True. Very true. Very true.
That we're not, if they would rather have, we are the hot dog to their filet mignon world. They'll settle, but they really don't want to when they know a good steak is out there.
We are the Taco Bell. Like, I don't want to go here, but I'm short for time. It's right here. I can get a couple tacos that'll tide me over until dinner. That's what we are. That's a great point.
See, I think even Taco Bell has more. How many wiener schnitzels are there? You know what I mean? It's rare to find one. So the person that's really hooked on hot dogs, that's strange. That's a strange. Who doesn't like a hot dog every once again?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah. Usually I'm at a baseball game.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I was down at the beach yesterday, and there's opening a new corn dog and lemonade.
Ooh.
And the people I were with are like, "Oh, that sounds nice." And I'm like, "Yeah, but how does that succeed as a business? How often do you fucking want a corn dog?"
Well, what's the name of the franchise that does hot dog on a stick, or what is it?
Yeah, but they're in malls.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, where you get a lot of foot traffic. So
yeah. And they're up against a Sbarro. Have you ever seen a Sbarro? I don't even know if those exist. But I'm saying that's the level of competition. Other restaurants you do not see outside of malls.
In Burbank, there is a Sbarro in that mall.
There's still a Sbarro?
Oh, yeah. At least the last time I worked there in 2020, in January of December of 2019, I guess.
That's good.
There was a Sbarro.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, there was a Sbarro. I'm sure it's still there. Not bad spaghetti meatballs, by the way. I want to make sure that's clear. Anyways.
I haven't eaten a Sbarro since college. I grew to hate it. So, yeah, there's no point in going back.
Never get the pizza. They just reheat it.
That's what I got almost every time was the pizza.
No. You got to get the pasta as soon as it comes out. That's some good spaghetti meatballs. Yeah, but you're right. I mean, it's a killing machine. It's on a vengeance tour in the movie for its own reasons. And the ferocity with which it kills the first girl and then the boy, and then, of course, the guy in the fucking inlet or whatever that is. And Quint, it is so unsettling.
Yes.
It's a lion in the water. And it's at least in the movie, right? You don't want to say actual great whites, and I don't want to get any kind of backlash from animal lovers. But like that thing is like a lion in the water.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can still see video of a lion kind of being adorable. You know what I mean? Playing with its young cubs. I've seen that with like the young cubs practice being roaring and being aggressive.
True.
And it's all zoologist breakdown of one where it's like, oh, see, the reason the lion reacted like it was scared is to teach that young one, you need to do that to scare.
Yeah.
And I was like, whether or not, I guess that's true. I don't know. I haven't done the research.
Yeah.
I've never seen that in a shark. You know, they're not really palling around with anybody. So it's like next level.
Being playful.
And then you think of like a megalodon, which made a great white look tiny. You're like, what?
Yeah.
What nightmares was God working through? You know, fever dreamed this into existence. Thanks, buddy.
I just think it was more a matter of the fact that it was all just one landmass at some point way back when. And so there was a lot of water. So these things could be bigger than usual. And then eventually, as the land split apart, it kind of condensed the spaces where it can swim. Oh, yeah, I mean, it was still 70% water on the earth, but still, you know. But yeah, that's some big shit.
All right. So that's my number one. So what
okay.
You got a one?
My one is Michael Myers. I mean, come on. Halloween. That first movie, that's some scary ass shit from the opening when it's a little kid killing his sister through a fucking clown mask to later when he busts out of that asylum, and Donald Pleasance being super scared of Michael the whole time really augments the fear of Michael Myers. And so when he shows up and he's terrorizing Laurie Strode and her friends and all that stuff, he's ferocity incarnate and in whatever you want to call that, human form, whatever. Plus he's otherworldly. You can shoot this son of a bitch. He can fall off a 2-story balcony and just walk away or run away and live. What the hell is this thing made of? So, and those scenes in the movie, man, when he's like when he's ripping through the closet and Laurie's like kind of just fucking trying to survive with a wire hanger, is so great. So he's just like inevitable death, constantly marching towards you, and there is no reasoning, there is no logic, and there might be a family connection. So it's unsettling. That's why I put it number one.
All right, you know what? I swapped out my number 10 of Freddy Krueger for my.
Oh, thank you very much. Wow,
it's a good sell. Like, it just, the problem is everything that came after.
Yes.
So between him, Jason, and Freddy, I was like, well, at least the central premise of Freddy is unique, and also it's inherently scarier to me.
Yeah.
Because Mike Myers and Jason Voorhees are so much the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I needed at least one of the three to make the list. Personally, it's just those are the horror movies that I've seen most. So on some level, I guess they kind of have to scare me the most, even though they don't. But something keeps drawing me back, so I wanted to fit one of them on there.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, Jason never had a chance. It was between Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Although Jason's look is my favorite.
Yeah, I like Jason's look.
Yeah, just simple hockey mask with a machete.
Yep.
Simplicity wins for me on that one.
I don't disagree with you there.
Yeah.
I just never found him scary. That's why I didn't put him on my list. So yeah. All right. Well, there's our separate top 10 top 10 scariest villains in horror movies. We're going to combine the list now, and I'm going to get the bongos.
All righty.
So make our official top 10 list. All right. So what do we got? Oh, are you putting it together?
Where do you have Jaws?
I have it at number 6. Number 6.
So I don't think we have anything else higher in commonality, correct?
Well,
I mean, unless you want
the thing, Freddy. Alien 4 and 5, right?
Yeah, and Pennywise is 4 or 5. So I would say 1-6 beats a 4-5.
1-6 is Jaws. Oh, you want to put Jaws at the top?
Yeah.
All right, fine.
It's like that, is it? Because I was going to say, would you like to put Alien next? But
yes,
I just got guffed for no reason.
I would like to put Alien next.
That's fine. I'm not going to fucking. All right, there's Pennywise at 3.
Okay.
We both have Annie Wilkes. We both have The Thing. We both have Mike Myers.
Well, The Thing is number 2 for me, so
right,
we could move Thing there. Yeah.
Well, there's 2-6 to me beats 4-5.
So you want to move The Thing up higher?
Yeah, to number 2.
That works for me.
See that? I'm a fucking good guy. Now I think we should do a little swap-a-roo. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Annie Wilkes, I've got it 3.
I got it at 8.
3-8. Otherwise, it's Mike Myers at 110.
Yeah. So I think, what do you think? 3-8 or 110? I think 110, right? Over 3-8?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah. One carries higher weight. All right. So where are we at now? How many we got left?
That was number 6. We got 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Wow.
I have my number 2, Jack Torrance.
Okay. Makes the list.
And then I've got my number 7.
I've got my 3, Freddy Krueger.
Oh. So makes the list. All right. I got my 7.
Yeah, looks like it's a flip because I got Leatherface at 7.
Well, I put Alien before, so I'm going to put.
You're just going to put. Okay.
Really? We're going to object to this?
What's your 7? What's your 7?
Is The Invisible Man. The Adrian Griffin.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Leatherface makes the list, though.
Yes.
Okay.
At 10. And it's
at 10. That's fine. All right. Let's make it happen. The top 10 scariest villains in horror movies. Yeah. At number 10.
Leatherface.
At number 9.
You know, we did have one other commonality, which is Get Out.
Get Out. We did it. So that was 9, 10, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we'll just go ahead and erase Leatherface.
Yeah, all right. That's fine.
I'll put Get Out family, though, since it's all.
Right. All right. Here we go again. The top 10 scariest villains in horror films. Yeah, we made it this time. At number 10.
The family from Get Out.
At number 9.
The Invisible Man.
At number 8.
Freddy Krueger.
At number 7.
Jack Torrance.
At number 6.
Annie Wilkes.
At number 5.
Michael Myers.
At number 4.
Pennywise.
At number 3.
Alien.
At number 2.
The Thing.
And our number 1 scariest villain in a horror movie is
Jaws.
Roar! Yeah, there you go, Jaws.
There it is.
Nice choices. By us, damn it. All right, that's our show for today. Thank you all so much for listening to us. Top 10 horror villains in a horror movie. We appreciate it madly. Please remember to tell us what you thought, what your feelings are, or what did we miss? Which ones did we miss? I'm sure some of you will stump for the Babadook, for Black Phillip, for
many to choose from.
Yeah, there's so many. The Entity and It Follows. There's so many to mess around with.
Yeah.
But these were our choices, our list. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Matt, what do we have to tell them? What else we got to tell them?
Follow the show at Top 10 Show. Head over to patreon.com/the Top 10 with the number 10 and support us over there. And if you'd like to, on Instagram and YouTube, it is /the Top 10 podcast with the number 10. So please come join us in the discussion at every one of those places. And you can follow me anywhere at Matt Knows. Check out Settle the Score. And that is it for me.
All right. You can follow me at The Rocco Says on Twitter and on Instagram. Head on over to my YouTube channel as well, youtube.com/John Roca. And I see all the stuff I'm doing there. Also, my other podcasts, The Cinephiles and The Geek Buddies. But also this show, this podcast, go to our Patreon. Go and be involved in the Patreon. Patreon.com/The Top 10. Hey, this Delta thing's going crazy. We led the show talking about it. The numbers are going up. So people might be getting back in the house. If you're getting back in the house or things are changing. Guess who's been giving you quality entertainment every week through the pandemic, multiple shows a week?
Mm-hmm.
That's the Top 10. So how about supporting us financially, getting behind us, elevating our Patreon back to the levels that it was before during pre-COVID days. We were hitting the highs as we get ready to get out on the road once everything kind of settles down and we're in a more manageable situation. We can start traveling again. We'd love to have your support. So Please support us over there and see all the numerous tiers and benefits you get for being a supporter of the Top 10 on the Patreon, patreon.com/the top 10, number 10 there. All right. I think that's it. Thank you all so much. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourselves. Be well. We mean it. And come and hang out with us again on another brand new episode of the Top 10.